after the press conference, reflecting back on, first of all, the night, how many straight men were in the crowd bullying us to stand up for trans women, teenage trans women, high school trans women. I found it to be odd. I found it to be, instantly the intuition in the radar is that there's a sexual perversion here. It wasn't like they were part of the family. They, most of them now, I'm finding they didn't have trans individuals in their family. It was just a perversion. And that night it felt pretty creepy. But 2 years later now, it's a fact, right? The people that have the fetishes, the people that are all poly in the community, and these straight men were defending these young trans women for sexual reasons. And, obviously people can have their own opinion. I'm not allowed mine, of course, because, we get beat up in the street and stuff for that. But anyway, I digress. But the thing is that I'm not going to name people in this particular video, but, the men in city official roles, the men in the crowd, the men that attacked us on the Port Townsend news site, the men that attacked on Twitter, acting like they're in defense of the trans community or the LGBTQ community, right? These straight men being mean and abusive to lesbians in the name of pride. And some of them I thought, well, they're trans men, okay? And some were in the crowd, very, very aggressive, in our face, flipping us off, and stuff. But these men that signs with, a trans flag and assault rifles, we're going to defend the trans. They got a knife on their shirt. It's dumb. It's basically illogical. Like, why not support the trans community by doing something to support, your favorite trans person? Why threaten to beat up, kill, assault, harm women you disagree with? I mean, why? And the women that they were against were in their same party, in their same belief, in their same, it was pretty shocking to watch the lynch mob of Port Townsend turn on these women, these lifetime Democrats, on their same side. It wasn't about a party to me. You've seen out there that I love Trump because I love anti-corruption. Trump to me isn't about a party. Trump used to be a Democrat, then a Republican. It's about anti-corruption. I'm not doing what I'm doing for anything political. These people, these perversions, these sickness that these people have, their mental illnesses that city council members have, that members of that mob have, I tried to stand up against right away. So some of them I stood up for, and city council members, several of them, got a hold of the people that were threatening me, that were in the mob that attacked us, that were stalking me online and saying horrible things to me. They counseled them on getting protective orders against me. And so did the police, and so did the prosecutors, right? They were the ones that attacked me. All I did was post the videos and post the names of who did it and post public records, right? And then, people at the YMCA messaged the police and said that I was crazy and dangerous, made fun of me being homeless, made fun of my mental health issues. They're just horrible, mean people. And I thought, well, why are they so cruel and so mean and so horrible to so many people? Conservatives, liberals, pagans, Christians, across the board. Why are they so horrible and hateful to people that are not part of their group thing? And different people had told me that it was part of a large sex ring, really. And I didn't necessarily believe that at first. I do now. And blackmailing people, because I've seen enough to see that. And what people do in their private life and their sexual fetishes is their business across the board. But when you're in a city official role and you're using it to blackmail other people or do favors for people that hurt innocent people, it's not okay. And I've come across so many things that I now know that these men that were sticking up for these high school trans women, that they were doing so for sexual deviance and sexual perversions. And I've seen in public records, different chats and stuff. I've also seen more about so many of these people that they're protecting a lifestyle. They're not standing up for trans individuals as human beings. You know, I've done that in Port Townsend. That David Willett, I've stood up against the city and against the police, and court stuff for, you know, real trans people. These straight men that have perversions for trans individuals aren't really trying to help the trans community. They're trying to fight for their own perversions, right? And you know, these men, 40, 50, 60 years old, fighting for 14-year-old trans women. There's something wrong there. I mean, it's one thing if it's your child, you know, or you know, a family member, someone you know, but it wasn't. And that's what their whole movement is to get people to not pay attention to your own intuition, to not trust our intuition of when we don't feel safe. And I told city council, I told the police, I told the prosecutors, I told council members of this one particular man that was threatening me over and over, sent all this proof, and they're like, they see it as, no, he's loving and sweet. Well, he's not. He's not. And I don't understand how naive these council members can be. Some of them seem to just be really ridiculously naive at what the other council members are doing. And members of the public go, oh, he seemed like a nice guy to me. Oh, right. Well, first of all, you have no intuition, right? You have no, this guy. I was so disappointed because I was like, I told you I'm afraid of someone, and you contact them and counsel them to get a protective order against me. I share the things they've said to threaten me and bully me and endanger me and other women, and you say they're the good guy and I'm the bad guy, right? They keep coming at me and you're like, oh, she keeps coming at them. I show them the proof, they're so dumb, and they're running your city, right? So it's sick, and it's not okay. It's not okay for these straight married men and their poly fetishes to be manipulating vulnerable teenagers that are trying to discover who they are, and just be like, gosh, I'm glad I didn't grow up in that world. I mean, I was a tomboy and stuff, and I didn't grow up in an environment where I was the prey, right? And these straight city officials and their friends, these teenage and young trans women, in particular, the trans women, they are inappropriate with, they seek comfort with, they flirt with, they, fight me and other women online to stand up for them or pretend they do. But they're just standing up for the rights of their own perversions. They're not actually going to help someone who's confused or depressed or wondering who they are or seeking information on, surgeries or who they are under the rainbow. They're not seeking any of that. They're seeking their own sexual gratification. And after 2 years of research and public records and all the tips I've been given, it's pretty sick. It's pretty sick. I guess we'll just say that for now.